Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Developing now at 6, a veteran firefighter dies while battling a blaze in an early morning fire. How the community is remembering him tonight as an investigation continues. And holiday enforcement on the roads, how police are looking to keep streets safe and highways safe. And a massive winter storm could still claim more lives as a deep freeze continues to grip parts of the nation. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for joining the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Samaya Hernandez. Well, we begin with a developing story in North Haven. Firefighter Matthias Worth has died after battling a two-alarm blaze in North Haven. He was a 22-year veteran of that department. The deputy chief tells us that Wirtz called for a mayday while battling the blaze at a four-family home on Quinnipiac Avenue this morning. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner live now in North Haven tonight with more on how the community is remembering their lost hero. Hello, DeAndrea.
Well, Samaya, this is a really hard day for the fire department here, but especially his family, with this just being a day after Christmas. Now, the North Haven Fire Department headquarters, it is taped up in a black and purple ribbon in honor of this fallen firefighter, and other departments across the state. They are honoring this fallen firefighter as well through social media. Now, back here on scene at Quinnipiac Avenue here in North Haven, you can see that officers are still on scene. You have the state police and you also have the fire marshal just trying to figure out exactly what happened.
He was a great person. He was a great family man.
During his time as a firefighter, Matthias Wirtz was part of the New Haven County Firefighters Emerald Society Pipes and Drums as a snare drummer. Just one way that he'll be remembered.
He would do anything for anybody.
He was also a 22-year North Haven fire veteran, a husband, and a man known as everybody's friend.
And so obviously it's a tragic loss for the North Haven Fire Department and for all our families.
Wirtz died responding to a 3-story, 4-family unit fire on the heels of Christmas Day. He was outside of the building when he was injured and later died at the hospital.
We worked hard to save him, real hard. We had an ambulance on scene that was already present because of the fire. And we had ALS interventions taking place right away with paramedics on scene. We made every effort possible.
A life lost and 13 people displaced, including Megan Stratford and her kids who came home to the fire.
We just pulled up in front of the house. There was the fire engine with the ladder extended onto the roof. You know, there was active flames. It was pretty intense thing to see.
Now, as these families are left to figure out how to move forward, the investigation is now in the hands of the state police.
We're working in conjunction with the North Haven Police Department and the North Haven Fire Marshal's Office to investigate every single aspect of this event so that we can come to a conclusion as to exactly how and why this tragedy occurred.
Now, other firefighters from across the state came here to North Haven to help with those calls as the North Haven Fire Department grieves tonight. For now in North Haven, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61 News.
Thank you, DeAndrea. And tonight, Governor Lamont is directing flags to be lowered to half staff to honor Wirtz. He released a statement reading in part, quote, "His passing is a painful reminder that first responders work every single day of the year, 24 hours a day, and often miss holidays with their families in order to protect the people of our state." Stay with Fox 61 for continuing coverage. We'll bring you the latest updates as we learn more on air, online, and on our 3 Fox 61 News apps. Now for a look at the forecast. It is cold, but a warm-up is on the way. Meteorologist Ryan Britton joining us now. Hey, Ryan.
Samaya, good to see you on a Monday night. We have some big changes coming up for the end of the week. But before we get there, still some chilly weather to go through. It's 29 right now in Hartford, 31 degrees in New Haven, but the air to our west is starting to moderate a little bit, so it will not be as chilly tonight as it has been compared to recent nights. Off to the west, there is is some snow still coming in off the lakes, but lessening in intensity for sure. And for us, just some clouds moving in tonight, but not expecting any snow out of these clouds other than just perhaps a flurry, mainly up in the Berkshires. Most of that should avoid Connecticut. Right now, we're mostly in the 20s to around 30 degrees. And as we go through the night, you see the clouds that will be out there, but it remains dry through the night. These clouds are pretty well timed, though. They're out of here by tomorrow morning, and we have a really good looking Tuesday on the way. So low temperatures tonight in the teens inland, lower to mid 20s along the shoreline. And then for Tuesday, we have plenty of sunshine. Morning temperatures in the 20s, typical winter chill in the afternoon with temperatures back into the mid 30s. Some big changes on the way, though, for the end of the week. I'll let you know when the 50s arrive coming up. Samaya?
I'm looking forward to that. Thanks, Ryan. Now, right now, the state's severe cold weather protocol is still in effect. Anyone in need of a warming center or shelter can dial 211 to find the closest facility near you. It was originally slated to last until today, but the governor has extended that now through tomorrow at noon. And 3 people, including a child, are now hospitalized following an accident in Haddam. It happened shortly before 10 this morning on Route 82. Now, the vehicle was found in the woods about 30 feet from the road. All 3 were injured, but they are expected to survive. And we have new details from an accident involving a trooper in Clinton. Police say that the trooper was responding to a call when the trooper hit a vehicle at the intersection of West Main and Hull Streets. A passenger in the car has serious injuries. The driver of the car and the trooper were injured, but they are expected to be fine. And the town of West Hartford creating a task force after a deadly crash on Christmas morning. Now, we just learned that 3 people who died, all Hartford residents, the youngest victim 17 years old. That happened on Simsbury Road, and now a pedestrian and driver safety, well, now that is now top priority. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is in studio to explain.
Unfortunately, this is not the first fatal accident in West Hartford recently. Within the last week, a resident was killed after being hit by a car on Mohegan Drive, and another resident was killed in a hit and run on Boulevard. After this crash on Christmas morning on Simsbury Road, the mayor has decided to create a task force to help make the road safer for everyone. Again, that Christmas morning crash killed 3 people. Police say 2 cars crashed just before 7 a.m. 2 occupants died on the scene. A 3rd occupant was transported to the hospital, but was pronounced dead at the hospital. No names have been released as of now. West Hartford Mayor Sherry Cantor releasing this statement that reads in part, "We are deeply saddened and heartbroken by the tragic loss of life, especially during the holiday season. The families and friends of those involved will be in our thoughts and prayers." She says the new safety task force will focus on traffic and pedestrian safety by studying, evaluating, and improving road safety. In the meantime, officials are asking both drivers and pedestrians to follow the rules of the road. At this time, the chief of police does not believe any of these accidents are related, but is reminding the public to put distractions away while behind the wheel. All of the accidents are under investigation. An announcement is expected regarding the new task force early next week, and anyone with any information on any of those accidents are asked to contact West Hartford Police. In studio, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61 News.
Thanks, Lindsay. And we're just getting in new state police stats from the holiday weekend. There were just under 4,000 calls for service with over 200 assists. There were 13 arrests for DUIs and just under 200 crashes. One of those crashes was serious and 2 of them were deadly. And after a year in which drivers paid some of the highest prices on record at the gas pump, the holidays bring some relief as prices drop ahead of another busy travel season. Taking a look at the latest gas prices, the price to pay at the pump continues to decrease. Connecticut's current average for a regular fill-up is $3.14. A month ago, it was $3.66. Tonight, the national average for a gallon of regular stands at $3.10. And the Hartford Public Library's downtown location will be closed for at least a week after a pipe burst over the weekend, flooding parts of the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd floors. Now, library officials say that most of the damage was to computer equipment and furniture. It is unclear when that location will be able to open again. and the weekend's massive winter storm claiming the lives of dozens of people across the U.S. At least 27 deaths were in western New York, one of the areas that was hardest hit, and officials say that those numbers are likely to increase as folks clean up from one of the worst storms in the region. Fox News correspondent Alex McAdams has that story.
The death toll from last week's once-in-a-generation winter storm expected to climb.
This blizzard is the one for the ages. Certainly it is the blizzard of the century.
Western New York, one of the hardest hit areas. No stranger to snow, but Greater Buffalo was paralyzed by this blizzard, blanketing that city in sheets of snow, knocking out power to thousands of homes and businesses and killing dozens of people. Their bodies discovered in their cars, inside homes, and even buried in snowbanks.
It is painful to find members of your community that are deceased.
Emergency workers have already conducted hundreds of rescues, officials closing major highways and putting a driving ban in place to create safe passage for search and recovery teams, plows, utility crews, and first responders.
The driving ban is in place not to inconvenience you. It's to help us get through this as quickly as possible, to open up communities so that we can get in and do what we need to do so that we can open up as fast as possible.
The storm, which began hitting the area on Friday, brought heavy wind and lake-effect snow. Officials calling it the worst blizzard in more than 4 decades. And as folks try to dig out, they're dealing with a lingering Arctic freeze. Some have been without power since Friday.
The most important thing is, please stay at home for the next day.
And it's not over yet. More snow is expected to fall on parts of western New York through Tuesday. In New York, I'm Alexis McAdams, Fox News.